Consuelo Vanderbilt, Duchess of Marlborough, was one of the most famous and talked about women of her time. Born on March 2, 1877 in New York, she came from one of America's wealthiest and most influential families. Her father, William Kissam Vanderbilt, was a railroad magnate, while her mother, Alva Vanderbilt, was known for her ambition and determination, qualities that greatly shaped Consuelo's destiny. From an early age, Consuelo was raised to be a future society lady. Her mother was meticulous in ensuring that her daughter received the education and upbringing required to secure a prominent place in high society. However, to Consuelo, this life felt restrictive. She was gentle, refined, and longed for love rather than a marriage of convenience. Yet, her fate had been sealed long before she could give her consent. In 1895, under her mother's pressure, Consuelo married Charles Spencer Churchill, the 9th Duke of Marlborough, one of the most prominent figures in British aristocracy. This union became part of the wave of marriages between American heiresses and British aristocrats, where wealthy American women brought substantial dowries to support the upkeep of aristocratic estates. Despite personal challenges, Consuelo became a respected and admired figure both in Britain and America. She was deeply involved in charitable causes and supported numerous initiatives aimed at helping women and children. Her interests extended to healthcare and education reform, making her more than just a society figure but a true advocate for social change. As the Duchess of Marlborough, Consuelo resided at Blenheim Palace, one of England's most magnificent estates. This grand residence, with all its luxury and history, symbolized her status and position in society. Although surrounded by wealth and opulence, Consuelo did not always feel at ease in her role. Yet her images in stunning gowns and lavish jewels became synonymous with the elegance and style of that era. One of the most renowned pieces of jewelry owned by Consuelo was the Marlborough Tiara. Purchased by William Kissam Vanderbilt for his wife Alva in 1890, the Boucheron pearl and diamond tiara was initially crafted in a coronet style. Alva retained the tiara after their divorce in 1895 and later gifted it, along with 2 massive strands of pearls, to their daughter Consuelo as a wedding present when she married the Duke of Marlborough that same year. According to Vincent Malin, the tiara was returned to Boucheron in 1913 to be redesigned in a more open bandeau style, although there appear to be no photographs of the Duchess wearing it in either form. When the Duchess's eldest son, the Marquis of Blandford, married the Honorable Alexandra Mary Cadogan, granddaughter of the 5th Earl Cadogan, in 1920, the Boucheron pearl and diamond tiara was among the wedding gifts, along with a string of Vanderbilt pearls. The Marchioness of Blandford was often pictured wearing the Boucheron tiara at social events and during the state opening of Parliament. This tiara remained her signature piece after she became the Duchess of Marlborough in 1934, and it was worn at both the coronation of King George VI and the coronation of Queen Elizabeth II in 1953, where her daughter, Lady Rosemary, served as a bridesmaid, usually paired with several grand emerald brooches. After the Duchess's passing in 1961, the tiara was not seen on her successor, nor on the first 2 wives of her eldest son, the 11th Duke of Marlborough. The Boucheron pearl and diamond tiara reappeared in the 1990s on his 3rd wife, Swedish Countess Rosita Douglas Stjernorp, sister of Princess Elizabeth, Duchess of Bavaria, who frequently wore it to royal events, including the wedding ball of Crown Prince Alois of Liechtenstein and her niece. After their divorce in 2008, the Boucheron tiara remained unworn until 2018, when it was donned by Camilla Thorpe for her marriage to the current Marquis of Blandford, the heir to the dukedom, giving us a rare glimpse of the tiara in the couple's wedding video. While this tiara is stunning, it is certainly not the only one in the family's possession. Both Lady Henrietta Spencer Churchill, the current Duke's sister in 1980, and Rebecca Few Brown, the first wife of the present Duke and mother of the Marquis of Blandford, wore a floral diamond tiara at their weddings, which could well become another family heirloom. Another magnificent piece is the Duchess of Marlborough's pearl necklace. When the dollar princess Consuelo Vanderbilt married the Duke of Marlborough in 1895, she received this historic pearl necklace, said to have belonged either to Catherine the Great or Empress Eugenie, as a gift from her mother, Alva Vanderbilt. The new Duchess of Marlborough wore the pearls when she was presented at court to Queen Victoria shortly after her arrival in England. She also donned the pearls for numerous portraits and occasions, including the 1897 Devonshire House Ball. In 1902, the Duchess of Marlborough wore her diamond tiara to the coronation of King Edward VII. She was one of 4 peeresses who held the canopy above Queen Alexandra's head during the anointing ceremony, immortalized in a painting by Lauritz Tuxen. The Duke and Duchess of Marlborough separated in 1906, but she donned all the Vanderbilt regalia when she attended the coronation of King George V and Queen Mary in 1911. Although she sold her tiara at auction in 1919, the pearls remained in the Duchess's possession even after her divorce in 1921. When her eldest son, the Marquis of Blandford, married the Honorable Alexandra Mary Cadogan in 1920, she gifted 1 strand of Vanderbilt pearls as a wedding present, alongside the Boucheron pearls and diamond tiara. Throughout the 1920s and 1930s, the Marquis of Blandford was frequently photographed wearing the pearl necklace with the Boucheron tiara at social events and during the state opening of Parliament. The Duchess also wore the pearl necklace and Boucheron tiara during the coronation of King George VI in 1937 and at the coronation of Queen Elizabeth II in 1953, where her daughter, Lady Rosemary, served as a bridesmaid, often complemented by an array of grand emerald brooches. Although several women succeeded the Duchess of Marlborough after her passing in 1961, it appears that none have publicly worn the historic pearl necklace, unlike the Boucheron pearl and diamond tiara. However, we remain hopeful that it will soon make another appearance in the public eye. We will conclude today's video with an extraordinary treasure known as the Duchess of Marlborough egg. While most of these exquisite eggs were crafted for the Romanovs, this particular egg was commissioned by an American and remained in American hands for a century. In January 1902, the 9th Duke of Marlborough and his American-born Duchess, Consuelo Vanderbilt, traveled to Russia to partake in the whirlwind of imperial court festivities held annually during the Orthodox New Year celebrations. In her memoirs, Consuelo recounted that they decided to go because her husband, who had a penchant for grandeur, wished to play a fitting role in the festivities renowned for their opulence. Consuelo was not particularly impressed by Russia as a whole, although she was captivated by the balls hosted in the imperial palaces and the astonishing jewels worn by the imperial women. However, during her visit to the palace of the Dowager Empress Maria Feodorovna, she became enamored with one aspect of Romanov life, the magnificent jeweled Easter eggs crafted for them by Fabergé. That same year, Consuelo resolved to have her very own dazzling Fabergé egg. She commissioned the firm to create a large egg in shades of pink and gold, which also functioned as a timepiece, similar to one she had seen in Maria Feodorovna's collection. Consuelo's clock egg, made from pink and white enamel, gold, rose-cut diamonds, and fine pearls, stands on a pedestal adorned with trophies of love, including torches and arrows, along with Consuelo's monogram, CM. A diamond-studded serpent coils around the base of the egg, slithering toward the clock face, its forked tongue indicating the hour. The egg was crafted by one of the firm's artisans, Mikhail Perkins, who passed away a year after completing the Marlborough egg. Consuelo's egg was the only large Fabergé egg ever ordered by an American. By 1926, Consuelo's life had dramatically changed. After separating in 1906, she and Marlborough divorced in 1921. Later that same year, she married French aviator Jacques Balsan and settled in Paris. In the summer of 1926, Consuelo focused her efforts on fundraising for a new hospital in Vincennes. As part of these fundraising initiatives, a charity auction of gifts was organized, and Consuelo noted that she donated to the auction the Fabergé clock that I brought from Russia. After passing through numerous owners and auctions, the Marlborough egg now resides in its private museum, the Fabergé Museum in St. Petersburg. Interestingly, although it was created in Russia by a Russian firm, the purchase in 2004 marked the first time the Marlborough egg belonged to a Russian citizen.